Greetings. Welcome to another episode of the Insightful Living channel where myself, licensed therapist Stephen Harvey, just comes on here to share and expound on various obstacles that come up in the lives of my clients. All right? Personal obstacles, professional obstacles, romantic obstacles, all right? Family obstacles, you name it, I deal with it. I'm great at what I do. And I figured, I said, you know what, let me just start a platform where I can just come on and expound on different things that come up very often. Like if it comes up very often, and that's an indicator to me that this is something that probably the larger society is dealing with, and maybe you don't have a personal therapist to work with, right? You can look me up on psychologytoday.com, helptoadjust.com, the agency that I work with and run my therapeutic practice through. All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to deal with the issue that comes up a lot, okay, on relationship roles. Relationship roles, all right? This is a very important topic because a lot of times it's like, a lot of couples, they are confused with whose role is what. Now, I'm going to share the approach that I have found to be most beneficial for just the greatest benefit, right? The greatest progress in a relationship. And there are a lot of different, dynamics out there, like relationship dynamics. All right, as far as who's the breadwinner, maybe who's the one at home, and their role is the, house management. Another one's role is to bring in the finances, or, whose role is what, right? So, the role that I found to be the most successful, all right, even when I just study like history, right, is the role of, let's just say, CEO, co-CEO. CEO, co-CEO, meaning that there's no one who is like the leader or, number one and number two. It's a partnership, almost like you're going into business with someone, right? The both of you are partners. You come together and you make business decisions together based on what is in the best interest of the business. There's no ranking order to say, well, hey, you need to just follow suit with whatever I say. Why? Because I'm number one, you're number two. So I've found that to be most successful. I mean, I come into a lot of relationship therapeutic sessions where oftentimes the man feels like, hey, I'm number one, I'm the man. You're my woman, you're number two. You just need to shut up and listen to what I got to say. I don't want to, a lot of women feel dismissed. Okay, they feel like, hey, whenever I come to the table with my offerings or my suggestions, it's just dismissed, ignored. Excuse me. Even if that woman may be more proficient in a particular area, that man may feel like, oh, because I'm the man and you're the woman, I don't need to listen to what you have to say, and you just got to go with whatever I'm saying or whatever I'm doing because I'm the man. So, the thing is we have to look at the value that your woman is coming to the table with. It's different. Doesn't mean that it's better or worse. It's just different, right? And it also has value, right? So women, because of estrogen, men, because of testosterone, have a different outlook on life. None is better or worse. Both are twin halves of the same essence. Both are twin halves of the same essence. Both have value. And we have to work out the two different perspectives to come together to become the one. Okay? So this video is one where I'm suggesting that no one in a relationship comes in feeling like I am the dictator. this totalitarianism type of approach where it's like, hey, I'm leading this. So in other words, the relationship should be led based on who is most proficient in what area. Okay? I'll be honest with you now. Now I got to go to a cultural perspective. All right? Because a lot of times relationships and a lot of social constructs are culture bound, including relationships. All right? So as you all should know, if you're my client or if you listen to my content, I'm an avid studier of African culture. I mean, I'm African, right? I'm black. So obviously, that is an area that I need to be proficient in. That's who I am. All right. So now in African culture, which just according to my observation of history, is one of the only cultures, if not the only culture, that has not, I'm talking about traditional African culture now. I'm talking about back when, African or black civilization was at its height collectively, all right, back in Kemet, or the closest, if you don't want to go all the way back to Africa, over in Haiti in that early 1800 time, from 1802 to 1820, all right, after Haiti got free from the invaders and they were an independent African nation, all right, so you can look there, you can look back in Africa, in Kemet, all right, or like I said, the whole continent before invaders, okay, started to come in and take over. So when you look at these societies, women, there was no cap on their potential of what they can do. African culture had women who were leading nations, leading militaries, okay? Even when you look at, one of the greatest military generals ever in history, just period, across the board, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, okay, over in Haiti, a woman taught him how to fight. All right, a woman taught him how to fight. Okay, you look back in Kemet, you have Queen Hatshepsut. Okay, she was one of the greatest leaders, okay, in African culture. So I'm just saying, like, no matter what capacity you can find women who were operative and highly proficient in particular areas that maybe in other cultures that would only be deemed for a man. Okay, so and I mean personally, I don't know, I like that construct where it's like, hey, I'm not going to cap what you can contribute to, or I'm not going to cap or put a limit to spaces you can operate in just based on your gender. I'm going to allow you to achieve and go as far as your mind will allow you to go. All right, so I'm just suggesting that if you come together, if you're a man coming together with a woman, woman coming together with a man, you look at and assess who's skilled at what. And based on who's skilled or more disciplined in whatever area, allow that person to lead in that particular area. Look at your partner as a co-CEO, not as your employee. All right? Not as your subordinate. Because then the person's going to feel like they have value that can be just brought forth that's being dismissed. So that's going to discourage them. And then they're going to start looking at you in not the best light. And you're going to start feeling that energy. You're not going to like that energy. And that's going to be the start of strife in the relationship. I see this a lot. As opposed to you're in a relationship and your partner comes to you with ideas. You actually listen. You say, I like that. Yeah, hey, listen, I like it. It sounds good. Let's go with it. Your partner feels like, oh, wow, I'm heard. I feel heard. Why? Because I came with a request. My partner heard and they acted. Not to say you have to act on your partner's solution in order for them to feel heard, but at least listen to it and have some nice constructive discourse about it, ask questions, take it into consideration. So your partner can feel encouraged. Your partner can feel like they have some skin in the game. They don't feel like I'm just here on the sidelines, just here at your beck and call. Whenever you say it's time to jump, now it's time to jump. Okay, so when we talk about roles, let's just take an objective look at who is proficient in what. I see situations where some women may be more disciplined with money management, but the man is just so bullheaded at being the leader, wanting to lead the financial situation in the household and not leading the family anywhere, because clearly that's not his area of strength. So another thing we got to look at is just being secure. When I analyze my ancestors, my African ancestors, right, who allowed women to rise as high as their mind will allow them, okay, the men were very secure in their manhood. They did not feel that, because this woman is our military general, I don't need to listen. All right? Just because this woman is head of this, head of that, I don't need to listen. No, it was like I'm respecting the knowledge and wisdom coming forth. Okay? So you got to be secure. You shouldn't feel like you're less of a man because your woman is maybe taking lead in the finances of the household, taking lead in, whatever. It is what it is. That's her area of strength. You have your areas of strength. Okay? So that's all. Just be mindful of taking on this construct of one person being the leader based on just gender versus someone being the leader based on their area of expertise, based on their skill set, based on what they're good at, what they may not be so good at. All right, so just some food for thought when we talk about roles. It's all, read the book Skill with People by Les Giblin. It teaches you certain things about human nature, of how to engage people and interact with people in a way where people feel heard, people feel respected, people feel like they're a part of something, and you can kind of get a better response out of people when working with them, whether it be your partner in romance, whether it be a colleague in business. Okay, it's a solid book to read. Okay, so again, drop any comments in the comment section if you have any further questions about what I just spoke on. We're talking about roles in relationships. All right, share this out maybe to someone who's in a situation, in a relationship, that's kind of struggling with, just roles, right? Struggling with that relationship. Okay, and I'm going to touch on other topics, that come across my table a lot. One that comes to mind that I need to touch on is how to engage in a discussion, emotionally charged discussion, where you have different perspectives, and how to peacefully disagree, how not to have that discussion feel like a personal attack. All right, in a relationship, you should be able to have some good, solid, fruitful, intellectual discourse without people walking away from the discussion feeling offended. Come on now, this is your partner, the one you love. You should be able to engage in some passionate discussions, even if you on one side over here, your partner's on the other side over here. Y'all should be able to, get it in, engage, and no one feel offended. Okay, I'm gonna touch on how to navigate that. All right, so if you have anything on your mind, any topics, any areas that you would like for me to expound on, 9 times out of 10 I probably dealt with it in my therapeutic sessions, let me know. I love you. Take care. Peace.